Hello. Gosh, it's been a while since I've last vlogged. Been quite a while. Right. I want to say it might have been well over a year, maybe. Today is June 6th, 7th, something like that, 7th, 2016. And I just thought I'd come up and do a quick update. I've not seen very many vlogs in my queue recently. I don't look very often. I probably look like once a month and just sort of catch up on a few and see what people are up to. I know a couple of you are on around, Connie and Fluffy, Nomo, and Laurie. And it's really weird because I don't think I'll probably do around anytime soon. I'm not going to say never. Never say never. Um, but previously, I never used to watch. I never used to check because if I watched some vlogs, then I'd want to get on around. And actually, recently, I've not felt like that at all. I am so a quick update on me, I suppose. I am still hovering a little higher than what I was. So most of last year, I was around the mid 130s, and I was quite happy with that, to be honest. And then Christmas, I jumped up a little bit, and then dropped back down in Jan, and then went to Florida for 3 weeks, and put on about £5. It was quite hard actually because I was always a vegetarian anyway, and over the last year, it's been over a year now, I'm pretty much vegan. And I would say I am about 95% vegan. The only reason I give it that 5% is every now and then I do tend, and it's not cheese actually. I thought I would struggle not having cheese, but it's not the cheese. It would be things like if I've been out somewhere to eat and I've had bread, and most breads don't have any type of milk or butter or anything in there. However, some places do. So it's those little ones that I'd probably say. That's why I say 95. And then every now and then I do have a bit of a cheat on ice cream. Ice cream's probably I never was a massive ice cream fan, but now if I'm going to cheat, it's probably with ice cream. I don't even call it a cheat because if I fancy it, I'll have it. And that's why I say I try and live a plant-based diet for the most of the time. And generally I'm very good. It's just, like I said, it's when you're eating out or when it's really hot. So Florida, because it was so hot, I did tend to have a little bit of ice cream every now and then. And apart from Disney that did a dairy-free one, but the queues there were horrendous, everywhere else, yeah, it was ice cream. I'd try and stay with like slushies and things instead. But again, it's all sugar. Generally, I try and stay away from sugar. So yeah, it's hard. But yeah, so I jumped up about £5 when I was in Florida, and I've probably taken off 2 or 3 of it. Still a little bit higher, so I'm still tracking probably like 136, 137. I'd like to get back down to the early 130s again, to pretty much what I was most of last year. But overall, I'm quite happy with my lifestyle. I think it's the first time in a long time that I eat now. I've got my metabolism back on track. I don't know if any of you have seen that recent article on New York Times about Biggest Loser. I'm quite a big Biggest Loser fan, especially the American one, because they don't do it here in the UK. And I do watch the American ones, although we're always a few seasons behind here. But I read that article about metabolism, and do you know what? I actually completely agree. When I got to goal back in 2010-11, my metabolism was shot, and I think I've done vlogs about this before, that there's no way I could have eaten 1,800, 2,000 calories and not put on weight. I used to put on weight even if I ate 1,400 calories. However, this last year, and I think it's taken quite a while for my body to be okay with it, but I've got my metabolism back, and that's literally, I now eat generally between, I don't know, probably about 2,000 calories a day, and my body's fine. I'm not putting on weight. It's back to it's to normal, which is brilliant really, because it had taken me so long to do it. And I understand that whole scientific analogy now, that, you know, if you let your body eat so little calories for so long, then it gets used to it. And it's that whole starvation style, you know, it takes your body a long time to recover from things. And don't get me wrong, I would not knock the diet, the rounds, the HCG, I would not knock it, because it did work wonders for me. However, it's taken me a long time to recover from it as well. So it's one of those, I'm glad I did it. Wish I had done it differently, maybe, because the last 5-6 years have been super hard. Well, apart from this last year, previously it's been so hard to try and keep it off. It's always been a battle. And don't get me wrong, it's always going to be a lifetime battle for me, because I will always have to keep it in check, because there are vegan stuff that you can eat that is definitely not good for you at all. So yeah, I suppose for me, I think that I spent a long time, a couple of years, trying to be low carb. And yes, it worked, absolutely, to try and keep my weight at bay. However, my inner me loves carbs, rice, bread, and even sugar to a certain extent. And I always used to find myself battling with that. However, the last year, it's been brilliant. I've literally eat a 90% carb diet, because everything I eat is, apart from the bit of coconut oil that I use for cooking and some of the avocados that I eat and some nuts and stuff, I probably eat like a 90% carb diet, because it's everything on a day-to-day basis is vegetables, fruit, legumes, grains. So like my average breakfast is always porridge, and my lunch is always either a salad with beans and lots of veggies, or it is and like brown rice and stuff, or it's like a sandwich that I've made from home, because I do struggle trying to get that out somewhere. And so yeah, everything that I eat is literally carbs. So, and actually my body's fine. I'm eating bread. I try and stick to whole grain, but I'm eating bread, I'm eating lots of rice, potatoes, things that I never used to eat, like potatoes and bananas are probably the two things that I probably eat quite a bit of, which I never used to eat, without fear that it, you know, it's so not low carb. And this works for my body, and I'm not saying it's going to work for everyone. What I would say is that you need to find what's right for you. Don't try and conform to something that you're not as well, because I think that inner beast comes out, and that's when I used to have, not necessarily binges, but yeah, did have, you know, I'd be low carb, and then I'd have a carb binge. And yeah, but it was just me getting on to say hello to everyone, and I do miss you all. And I know the Facebook community is really quite very inactive, shall I say. Everybody's found different things that they're doing, and yeah, I think that was it. I'm rambling now, and I guess I better go. But yeah, it was just a quick update to say hello, and you know, I'm still doing really well, and I feel fab, and I probably will always, the inner me will always want to lose that extra 5 to 10 pounds to get back into the 120s. And every now and then, you know, if I'm being really good, I do see the high of 120s, and I think, oh, if I only could stay here. And then, you know, a couple of days later, I'll probably shoot back up again. But that's just the way life is, isn't it? I am still fitting all the time. Recently my activity's been really grim. My gymming's been really grim. I have got a tax exam that I'm sitting, and if I show you just the textbook, look at that. Look at this bad boy. I've got the exam on Thursday, and this is everything that I need to know. So I was just taking a quick study break now, actually, just to do this. But it is, yeah, That's good. Right, I am gonna love you and leave you, and bye.